Well, the new school year gets underway tomorrow for most kids and parents. If you feel like you still have a lot of supplies you need to buy, you're not alone. But there is still one more day to do that, 11th hour shopping. And joining us now is Simone, the president and CEO of the Better Business Bureau. Thanks so much for joining us today. You've got a handful of tips for us, but let's talk about the big ticket items and what are the important points to research?
Well, I mean, when you're looking at a big ticket item like a computer or some sort of other device, it's really important to understand not only the product, but also the company that you're dealing with. So make sure that you're doing things like reading reviews, checking with the BBB to understand the business's reputation, and most importantly, look at their warranty and see what are they going to do if something does go wrong. And that ties back to understanding who you're dealing with and making sure that they're a good business for you.
All right, and with inflation, we've been talking about how the cost of everything is going up. Budget is key.
Yeah, and it's also a great opportunity to talk to your kids. I mean, you should always have a little bit that you have, obviously, for your needs, and then maybe a little bit for your wants. And this is a great opportunity for you to sit down and talk to your child about, not only what your budget is, but also the difference between wants and needs. And it doesn't really matter about your age of your child. You might have a young child or you might have an older child, but both can really have some great learning opportunity by just sitting down and talking to them about budgeting and really, whether or not something is something you critically need or whether something is something you just want it. And then, of course, there's tools that can help you do that. The Financial Agency of Canada actually has this great budgeting tool, and I always suggest that if people are looking for a tool, it's great, it's online, and it can help set you up for success.
And so sometimes with many kids, especially younger kids, there's all that excitement, right, of going to a big box store, the local store to get new supplies. But sometimes you don't have to go and buy new things.
No, and you know what? Shopping can be a lot of fun, right? And so that's the other thing. We can get really pulled in. And so that, being able to take that excitement and even shopping around your home. I mean, I don't know about you, but like my little guy, he goes to birthday parties all the time and he comes home and he has these free pencils. And if you need pencils for school, here are some really cool things that are just lying around the house. So maybe having a game where you're looking for these kind of hidden treasures to help find your school supplies. Or if you've got a perfectly great backpack from last year, but your child wants something a little bit new and trendier, turn it into an arts and crafts project and maybe add a patch or two. And there's something that you've repurposed together that they will love for the future.
This next one didn't really come to mind to me because when I think of going to a big box store and there's already a sale item, you think that's sort of the final price, but it never hurts to ask for a discount.
Well, if you don't ask, you're not going to get. I mean, I know it's funny when my dad is international, and when he came back to Canada, we went to a store together, and he asked for a student discount, and he got a student discount. And so this reminds me that, there are discounts available for people if you just ask. Whether you're a student or a teacher, now's a really good time to ask if there are any sort of discounts and see if they will provide it for you. Or if you are shopping around, looking online, a lot of stores will match things. So there's another opportunity for you.
And the last one, when it comes to finding a tutor, it is important to get it right the first time. Talk to us about why and perhaps some tips.
When you're looking at tutor, you want to make sure, obviously, that you have the right tutor for your child and to help set your child up for success. So obviously, you want to have a sense of the credentials for that person. But the other thing you really need to understand is, well, what happens if you need to get some additional training or tutoring, or if you have to cancel an appointment? What are the cancellation policies? So I think it's really important that you have a contract that outlines all these expectations. So if something does go astray, you've got something that tells you what the right next step is. And then, of course, check out that business with the BBB to see, are they here tomorrow? I mean, by showing their past record as well.
All right, some great tips and advice as students head back to school tomorrow. Thank you so much. That is Simone of the Better Business.